So me feel vulnerable every day no more. So me feel facing that problem. So what we as meeting for tale.
Yvonne Kevahu is a resident of Lord Howe Informal Settlement located in the Solomon Islands capital Honiara. The Lord Howe Informal Settlement was declared a no-go zone after a COVID-19 positive case was detected in the settlement on 19 January 2022, prompting an immediate localized lockdown. The deadly virus later infiltrated the Solomon Islands with widespread community transmission, prompting extended lockdowns in the capital, one of which was a 4-day lockdown, the longest ever in the country's history. But in the shadows of the distressing situation brought in by the COVID-19 pandemic, there is more than meets the eye. Prior to the COVID outbreak in Honiara, I took a visit to the Lord Howe Informal Settlement and Fishing Village Informal Settlement. Here, I discover a hidden epidemic that is threatening the health of residents living in shanty towns of Honiara. This is a story of Lord Howe and Fishing Village Informal Settlements, which are both located right in the heart of Honiara City, just a couple of kilometers apart along the coast. Their plights are often overlooked, yet their health, well-being and livelihood have been gradually affected by climate change and extreme weather events. Sandwiched by the rapid growth of the city, the Lord Howe Informal Settlement is highly exposed to cyclones and sea surges. It is also exposed to river flooding as it is situated at the mouth of Mataniko River. Miss Kevahu remembers well what happened in 2014 after a torrential downpour of more than 732 milliliters in Honiara over 4 days unleashed a great flood of water down the Mataniko River.
Me feel facing la diarrhea. Please so the beginning or the big man or the diarrhea too please. And now what some of us when we looking at lohi stakana or the Google hospital after flash flood. Meeting was that fala sikia him outbreak because any kind of rubbish no ma him come some come inside lo here with them na or the animal we are you know some with the diet or the animal we are diet na during that fala flash him causing me fala to garam that fala sikia because or the diet inside lo here it's bad smell lo here so me fala flash with them na water too no good during the fala flash
Climate change him result lo trend lo climate variability and also the past records where me garen where him show him what not trend lo temperature him go like or even increase lo the rainfall and time of the activities or him happen him also contribute lo the extreme events where me save garen yeah so like through low climate services, we have also linked low climate change. Because through low climate services, where you make provision, where you miss collecting data and analyzing, low there you miss have a looking now the trend low climate change, and that by me say, oh yeah man, temperature go up now, or salt water hem come up, or rain hemi by come strong, or hem by hem dry, or kind of same.
The risk of diarrheal disease increases in annual wet season from November to April and escalates during floods and natural disasters.
Extreme events or severe weather events, he may say, indirectly affect him a lot of sectors, and one of them is health. And classic examples now is the diarrhea outbreaks, and in some cases too, malaria outbreaks. Basically, one of the reasons now is during severe weather events, you may get water flooding, which also due to the rainfall and also runoffs from the topography or mount hills or something. So the go down low rivers, and if you get proper treatment of water, it might lead to diarrhea or other diseases. Yeah?
Community here want something where
mi fala experience now leprosy. Date ya. After that all big one ya. Lo matan ko kamya. Mi fala attack lo leprosy ya. But people are afraid to tell them out. But then best for you out him, yeah? So that government blow you look savvy. For cleanliness, you change him say for cleanliness and godliness, yeah. Ba? So I want something where me like him for what government blow you me or look inside the community blow me. Him affect law leprosy. Yeah? But I got afraid to go out, tell him out. And even sometimes caused by what the diarrhea, yeah?
From experience where me lost some of the heavy floodings, yeah, that immigrant due to heavy rainfalls. One thing, Baba, you may not very obvious now is the increased law flooding. Yeah, but I'm sorry, spoil them of the things like toilet facilities, yeah, or the latrines or septic system or sewage system, and him pollutum now got underground water supply, you me, and especially you say infrastructure, yeah. So some of the things that him sorry, spoil them because of heavy flooding, yeah. But by you notice him that all the toilet facilities or the block, yeah, then water himself become contaminated. Uh, Eventually, people got experiencing belly sore, diarrhea. Most of the cases that got go along or the clinics believe you me, but by or the experiencing, yeah, diarrhea, yeah. So of course, yes, there was some, but by me say in not very well documented records shown, but there are, people note him that there's a high diarrhea increase during those kind of time, yeah. Then there's a heavy rainfall or other communities blaming.
The intensity of extreme weather events are influenced by climate change. I'm trying to find out how these extreme weather events that had occurred in Honiara in the past years had affected people living in these two informal settlements.
Hem problem where me look him na time flash flood yeah. We look him me vala garem ota vulnerable people lo here like osem ota disability people, ota where old people, ota pregnant women, osem ota no sabe go na no side see because of what waves here osem heavy too much wakata fogo in lo te osem ota no strong fogo in lo river ya otem to see kai no semena. Osem lo mi fala para no good too much sanitation ya because if mi van no garen people how auta mi fala osem every day no more osem mi fala facing problem na lo that one. If any for example like siki where imi garem this time ya ota tale mi before santi osem coronavirus ya coronavirus ya atau na osem meeting him if him kasem lo here ya I think area belum fala I think uta should die finish ni because mi fala no where mo ya mi fala lo dia no mo mi fala sa ko side see lo dia no garem I think 2 3 no mo ota garem to ota se lo ya problem lo ota make mota wata sakul ya so lo ya garem what underneath so that one na mi sa always tell mo kata how even no garem any technical things more for doing that for sanitation and for no go underneath but stand make him mi fala garem way for mi fala garem to it. Him na what me always so me like talem mo sem lo o mi talem na tala something where mi fala always face him na sanitation every house is no garem toilet I think 2 3 no more one fala 3 fala house no more garem water maybe 4 fala this time 4 fala house no mi fala garem toilets majority lo yan no one mi fala use no ma side see most lot of houses lo yan no garden toilets.
Very alarming to me look him that only for Fala household where me being observed or being informed that what normal garam this all proper toilet. Look, the current situation where we are in now, me questioning you me a lot of things because at the end of the day, what the problems losad lo health now, but by me of big concern, yeah.
Like, or the people where me talem, yeah, or the old people there, yeah, or the pregnant woman, yeah, some water by deliver baby blockade, then how about go inside no more dirty water, some or something, and me concerning, you know, the old people or the disability people, or some na, you some me thinking that sanitation is very important for Valgarem, yeah, suppose me for no gare, or some me for facing to that, so me for vulnerable every day no more, so me for facing that problem. Semua tu ya meeting fatal.
Community nivel mas wokem what the waste belum nivel lo control him like wokem straight now lo house where he stop he wokem waste toilet belum stop no and shower because shower house no more ya no got them proper sanitation ya was still all about it ya and one mega two belum tank water. And now, me every time you ask him today, no more yet. Like should every home law here, honorable here should, yeah, team come one tank, one home, or like 4 whole house, 4 in row here, 4 whole house, 1 public tank, blow get now. Instead of rainwater. Then go another one more, also more. Later what changes will come here. We also ready for meeting that one out by himself.
Health issues faced by these communities are caused by drivers of environmental change, according to the National Environmental Health Division.
Most of the issues where Amy story about they are pressures on the environment because of the different drivers, yeah, drivers that they may push by other things like natural environmental changes, yeah. One fella he may say climate change, or maybe the other one because of disasters, maybe natural disaster or man-made disasters, kind of say. But there are other things, other confounding reasons, of factors. Like one is the economic reasons.
Climate change is increasing the risk of extreme weather events.
The increase in temperature affects all the other climate variables like rainfall, drought, wind speed, which when it gets to certain level, it causes tropical cyclones. And that's why we have tropical cyclones season around November to April. In history, we never experienced tropical category 5 tropical cyclone. But now, in the last 2 or 3 years, we are not experiencing category 5 cyclones. And if we continue to increase temperature, we will be experiencing category 6 cyclones. Now, so category 6 cyclone will be experiencing around well over 350 kilometers per hour.
You mean look what an effect you mean human being side too. Yeah, you mean that in here no sick corona in cacao. And probably now that he start to come with them sample even worse sick by come. Just by 0.1 or 0.2 degrees change the temperature. He allow now what type sick you may know experience for start for life come low world there.
Temperature may increase here, so we need to ensure that whilst the temperature is increased, or the changes that have happened, there are new diseases where also pop up come. Yeah? Some of the disease may go through this fecal oral route, yeah, where even in toilet people go through all about, then someone come and get in contact with them, and maybe flies transmit more, cockroaches, kind of thing, yeah.
With the increasing population in the settlements over the years, land is becoming scarce.
Before, start have one long house no more, yeah, for one tribe. So even me fall home, is about 6 tribe, yeah, 6 fall house too represent Lohia. But this time, bro, village here, instead of one house, inside measurement there, one house am comprised of 3 or 4 family inside. Same overcrowd, yeah. That's why some people move out. They will have to find them land for go instead of outside. Because once people stay together, once one fellow sick and break out, people all everyone the family, kacap lah.
Come custom this time, yeah. Or the house stuck at Masnal, the house, yeah. But for everyone, what kind of more? Savala or the comes stop no more. But so Savala or the tiny or the Nugara, but the stop no more the place, yeah. But occupy him 2 other houses, yeah. Then Savala also or the building any kind of houses no more for stop. Because people stuck now, so nowhere for stop. So other building any kind small house too, apart from big house, yeah. So for people stop again. And now so but me looking more the population Lohia, so Lohia crowd now.
Waterborne diseases and poor living conditions pose a threat to the health and well-being of people living here. Mr. Titiulu said Mataniko River is heavily contaminated with E. coli.
Based on some of the surveys and recent water samples where you may carry out, the river was heavily contaminated with E. coli. Yeah. So all in all, we babay mi say no safe for people for really go and use it. Time mi no current proper sanitation. Hemi tend to give him a more good environment, yeah, for this E. coli, for him accumulate, yeah, for him stop, and him sabe cause him now sicky. E. coli hemi, if hemi go out long environment, and then somehow him get into contact with them, sad long of food, yeah, or maybe other water sources blaming, and this is how him spread, yeah, him spread. And himself causing other kinds of sick, also diarrhea, dysentery.
So those are indirectly weather events also may have a lot of influential health. So those are only 2, yeah. But then like in some cases, you may also experience I'm not sure what now to call him, but red eye. As long as any airborne cause, blame bacteria or virus or whatever, because of the changes were caused by the weather or event here, and may also influence into occurrence of the disease or sickness.
The Lodhao informal settlement was saved from the brunt of sea level rise and coastal erosion after a resilience initiative carried out by a Lodhao man who is a construction business owner in Honiara.
Playing ground Lohia also. The last time water sabi go kasi na the house yeah. That's all house lo there. Brown one yeah. O tapos blame inside Losina. Yan para no good to mo. So this time people settle good yeah from Lohia to Berem. So make him water stop good na.
Fishing village is grappling with the effects of coastal erosion.
Place blow up. Student blow me, got a beginning blow me for kindergarten for take an sample study blow or school blow. So what now spoil them this one west blow what a student for go and break them. So me have to find them more, selling more for building up now. Like this side here and north side. And big something.
Chief Sato said he is taking on adaptation initiatives by planning to build a seawall along the coast of the village. But the chief calls on the government to live by its promise.
Me think and best for government of the day, or try doing what them tell them mifalea. By people work in sea wall, or little bit stop him water or solar time oburo ara kamya, by him spoil him.
Climate change is serious because everything is connected. It affects the social and environmental determinants of health, which are clean air, safe drinking water, sufficient food, and secure shelter. All these changes are inextricably linked to the health of human societies. We must take good care of our planet so that it takes care of us.